And then maybe we can just add in here a placeholder. Type your comment here. Type your comment here. Okay, and then everything's very grumpy in here. Let's just add in the button. Okay. And this will be a type submit button. Not button, submit. And then we just wanna say have our button say submit comment as simple as that. And then after the form for the comment box, you want to now display the comments down here, just below the comment box. So since there are no comments yet, we are adding in here a conditional statement that's going to work once there are there's a single comment available. Okay, so baby, make sure to close it. Be very, very careful with watching out for your scripted tag. Make sure that we were able to open and close them properly with the proper syntax. That's why I did my H2 tag didn't work. H2, okay, and then this is where we want the comments to be displayed in an order in this form. command. And then now, since we are provisioning this blog website to have multiple comments, we are going to go through each comments so that they can be posted for each. And then let's just use in a comment variable that we are going to pass into our server later on. So we're going to fix everything in there. Make sure that in every new line that we are creating on our EJS template, we should be closing it like our script like that. Tags should be properly closed because this will cause a linter error for us. And then we are now calling in the comment variable individually here on the list item tag. And then now we're closing this. We are closing this with an opening script that tag. And of course, a closing script with that. UL, okay. All right. So we open this and then we close it. Now we're going to close this line as well, of course. Under the UL, the closing UL, the script flag, its syntax will really require some time to get used of. So it needs a lot of practice before we can finally tell when to close it, what's missing, and when it's good to go. Just like what we have in here now, I think everything's working fine on our host1.ejs file. Let me grab a quick look again. Okay, all right, now let's head back to our server file and then add in the feature for our comment first. What we are going to do is to add in here along with JS file. Let me give a quick look again. Okay. All right. Now let's head back to our server file and then add in the feature for our comment first. What we are going to do is to add in here, along with our blog post variable, the variable for our comments. So we want to pass that here. So our comment, we are going to store all of them inside an array. So we can just push new comments. Directly. Okay, we're doing that. We're doing the same thing for the second page. Okay. Okay. Now, let me see. Maybe here, right below the route for our pages, let's add in here the route for our comments. Have that post. We are now just going to provide the route comment for our comment, which holds, like what we're discussing, a specific ID, which we want to be beautifully represented on the URL, which I'm going to show you later on. Now we're going to be using the very same variables up. In here. So maybe we can just copy and paste them. Okay. And then now we are going to add in another conditional statement just like in here, but of course it'll be a different statement. So in here, what we want to happen is that if the user is authenticated, that's the only time that they can add in a user or that they can add in a comment. But if they are not, we would like for them to be redirected to our error page, to our failure page, where there will be like a CTA for them to log in if they are an authorized user. 404 for our file name. Let me just check. Okay, maybe we can change the file name later on. Okay, all right. So now we are catching the scenario wherein they are not authorized. Now, if they are authorized, if they are signed in, and John, our sole user, is signed in, of course, we just want his comment to be shown in our web page. But if that comment, if the comment were able to successfully being posted, or if it meets the requirement from the form, we're just going to use the .push method for that specific comment that we're trying to create to be added in our array. And then after adding in the comment, we will just redirect them back to the same page that they are trying to post the comment on. So we're just adding in here the very same page. We're adding the page URL dynamically with the use of the post ID variable. Okay, and then here comes in our else statement, which is again would just return back the user to the failure page, redirect. Pages failure. Correct. Pages failure. Or 404, right? 404 for the name of our page. Okay. All right. What else are we missing? Okay. Now for the login, we now have the login. All right. Now, since we are now activating the feature for the login, we might get now an error for accessing the is authenticated variable here on our server. Now, remember that this is authenticated will only work or will only be accessible by templates that we declared it to, like the specific web pages. Like here, we declared it on the homepage, of course, and for the following pages that we have as blog entries. Now, we happen to utilize that same variable on our header. Where is our header? Here. Now, we have not made a route, remember, for the header, but we use here the variable is authenticated. Now we will get an error if we are going to run our server now, and that's what we wanted to avoid. But maybe it's a good idea to show you guys the error so you can better understand what I'm trying to point on. Let's run our server and let's go back to our root URL. Oh, could not find matching close tab. Or let's see, what line is this? Array that for each. It doesn't say. Okay, let us go back to where the close tag is. The only file that we handled for now is the post1.ejs. So let's take a look at this. So these are the only things that we updated, right? So let me make sure we have everything written correctly. Posted comment length. Okay, thing is, closing this one is exactly what I'm trying to warn you about. Let's check for more. Comment. Okay, that's closed. Okay, run this again. Okay, there we have it. All right, this is the error that we are trying to see. Let me maximize the browser. So we now have here this error that is authenticated variable is not defined on the header file. Now, how are we going now to make that variable be accessible by the header if it's not included on our server file? Well, the way we do it is that we are going to utilize another middleware. So let's add a middleware on our server. Okay, so let's add one up here. Oops. App dot use. So we're going to make use of the dot locals middleware. The way we use it is we request and then next we pass in all the method that we're going to use in here as a parameter. And then we're passing it in an arrow function, and then here is we're going to call in the dot locals method. And then next is where you can pass in the variable that you want it to be used globally or that you want it to be used in all the templates that's existing inside your web application. And then we're going to pass in a next variable or a next function as well, just for it to proceed on the next set of instructions if there are any. Let's save this file and then have the server rerun. Okay, there you go. We can now see that we are rerouted to the login page because we tried to add in a comment without signing in. Let's sign in and try to add in a comment now. Since we are able to comment, let's see if it will reflect our comment down here. And there we have it. We now see the comments uploaded in here. Let's add another one, and there it is again. Okay, well, in real life scenario with real blogs, you can like add in the name of the user that add in that comment as well as a timestamp on when they added that comment. So those are the things that you might want to work out in this project further. Feel free to explore. Now, what we want to happen in here next is for the logout button to function. So you can see it's still not hugging us out. We are going to fix that. And then finally, let's do some adjustment of, again, the footer. We want it to be sticking here at the very bottom. So let's go take care of that next. So for our log out, let's see, it actually should work, but let's see what's not making it do so. Okay, what we wanted to add in here is a log out route. Let's see, log out, log in. Okay, here. And then let's add it here as our very last route. So log out, oh, don't forget the slash in here in front. And then we're also going to check our header file since that is where, again, our logout feature is available. We will just make sure that before we run our server, everything is properly coded in there. So the way we log our user out is that we will just be resetting the is authenticated variable back to false, back to its original state. So as setting it to false, means that they are not authenticated. And of course, they will be out of their tag as a sign in teaser. And then we would want them to be redirected back to the home page. Okay, all right. And let's just give a quick check on our header. Okay, log out. Oops. Now we can add here the log out route. Okay. And then now let's do something about this footer that's really bothering me a lot. Okay, so the way we can adjust the footer is by editing our main file or our index file. So maybe we can wrap everything inside the body in another div container. So let's create another div container. Let's name it wrapper. Okay. And then let's just put everything inside here. Okay, let's just fix our indentation a bit. Okay, all right. Let me see, checking really quick. Okay, I think I'm good with that. And then on our CSS file is where we, of course, will make use of that wrapper div container that we just updated. And then here is where we are going to add in our wrapper. There we have it. We already have our wrapper in here, styling already made. So let's just have it rendered. Rerunning the server. Oops. Okay. All right, there it is. Our footer is now sticking at the bottom. And then let's try to add a comment in here without signing in first. Now we want next to be routed to our 404 page. There we have it. And then next we want to be routed on our login page. Okay, now let's add in John 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Saying the mouse password out loud. Don't copy that. In real life scenario, we should be very, very careful in putting in our password. Okay, we are now logged in as a user. Submitting a comment is working. This is not passing in or making the footer at the very bottom. I'm going to check that later on, but let's try the log out function in this time. Okay. All right. So we are now logged out since it turns to log in this time. Just to make sure, let's see. Yeah, and yes, we are log out successfully since it's asking us to log back in. All right. So we will need to do the same thing here, wrap everything in or a div wrapper. Kind of tedious, but let's just do it real quick. Just for everything to be beautifully aligned, for the footer to be aligned down at the bottom part. We don't want it sticking in the middle of our page. So adding this here, make sure everything is indented properly. Okay, I think I'm good with this. Then let's just do it on our next page. Div ID wrapper. Okay. All right, pass it inside. Oops, why are you not indented? Okay. All right. Let us save the file again. Okay, let us go ahead and access our URL. First, okay, that's there now. Let's check the second web page. Oh, we forgot to add in the comment box in here. Now, what we will need to do is just to copy and paste this here, and it should work exactly. The same. No. I thought of checking if it'll work if we just save the file, but no,